Welcome to another Mineta Leadership Academy Leadership Fellows interview. Our guest today is Winsome Bowen, Head of Regional Transportation Strategy at Facebook. Winsome has over 25 years of leadership experience at some of the top 10 international engineering consulting firms. She was recruited in 2011 by AECOM to lead the Southwest region's transit rail market sector. In 2012, she was the recipient of HDR's Crystal Award of Excellence for Leadership. Please listen as we discuss her thoughts on learning to lead in transportation. Winsome, you've had a number of different positions in your career, leadership, consulting, and otherwise. Can you tell us a little bit about your philosophy of being a leader in the transportation industry?
I would say a leader, regardless of the sector you work in, really, is one who's comfortable and adept at working with change and complexity. And also a leader is a change agent, one who sets direction, who functions as a people motivator, because it's in motivating others that we're successful in articulating a vision and having that vision come to fruition, if you will. Because I think introspection is a key component of honing your leadership ability. I think self-awareness is important.
I think you also mentioned that leaders in your philosophy are crucial to effecting change. Can you expand on that?
I think change and leadership are inextricably linked because nothing is static. Organizations, to be successful, don't remain static. Professional practice can't be static. And so change comes with the territory of leadership.
This is really exciting to me. I think change is critical, and the leader, as you say, has the vision and often points the way. Can you think of an example of where you've been involved in leading or directing change?
I was leading a very bold and audacious program from the tech perspective in public transportation. We had to change our application or involvement in this program just at a critical moment when it was getting so much attention nationally and at the federal level. I had to message that to the external community, to elected officials, and to stakeholders who we had worked so diligently with to develop support and consensus, and also re-engineer my team, if you will, and get them comfortable with this period of change and lack of definition and just not really knowing how this was going to turn out. We had to let things bide their time and go through the process of subsequent many critical conversations and then re-engage. And I had to get the team re-engaged as well mentally, and then I had to be a project manager and pick this up where we left off.
It almost sounds like the leader has to take on a variety of different roles and be ready to kind of be agile and do what's needed at the time.
Yes, absolutely. A leader needs to be a very multidimensional, flexible person. So there is a very marked difference between management and leadership. And I had to just go back and forth between these two worlds, if you will. I had to lead the team, lead a strategy, redefine a vision, and get to consensus with internal and external stakeholders, and then move forward. Then I had to quickly jump to being a project manager, a program manager, if you will.
Excellent. You're one of the few people that I've talked to that has really articulated this multifaceted aspect of leadership. The idea of the single-minded, single-purpose leader is presented. But in reality, I think what you described is much, much more typical of the everyday experience of being a leader.
It's not a formulaic approach, really. And being a leader requires a very carefully honed readiness to adapt to unexpected events, to anticipate changes in trends, in community response, whatever we define community to be. So that is critical. That is critical. It's not, I get up, I am a leader, and it's just a vanilla A plus B equals C type of approach. I think there's a lot of empathy involved in a role like that.
Thank you, Winsome, for some very interesting thoughts on leadership, learning to lead, and the future of transportation. I was particularly impressed with our discussion of the multifaceted nature of leadership and the need for the leader to be agile and flexible. Leaders are not static, iconic, unidimensional figures. Being a real leader requires flexibility and nimbleness. In the face of changing circumstances, a leader must be able to keep the focus on the vision, the overarching vision, while adjusting to the changing trends and tides, redirecting people, reallocating resources, reiterating and revisiting the vision on the fly to accomplish the goals and objectives needed to achieve that vision.